Today is Dia de los Muertos, a time to remember those who have passed and what they mean to us. This holiday is very special to me, so I wanted to take this time to reflect on an artist and inspiration we lost earlier this year. David Lynch was a director, artist, musician, and an immensely imaginative creator. His films were abstract and surreal, creating tension between idyllic settings and the morbid details going on just beneath the veneer. And while I wouldn't claim his films always had broad appeal, that wasn't the point. Lynch did whatever he could to capture his vision on film, and the result was so distinctive, it's hard to mistake his style whenever you see it. And if you want to tell stories of your own, there are some key lessons you can learn from David Lynch. I'd like to share a few today. Lynch really emphasized how important it is to take your own ideas seriously. He said to fall in love with ideas. Stephen King once called a writer's notebook a good place to immortalize bad ideas. And I get the sentiment. Many pages filled with half-baked ideas that would never be revisited. But that's not all there is to say about jotting down an idea when inspiration strikes. Art is taking something from your imagination and making it real so that others can experience it. Sketching even the roughest draft is the first solid step in that process. You should be driven by your enthusiasm for the story that you want to tell. More than its impact on your career, more than any profit that it might yield, it's the work itself that matters most. And if you're truly excited about an idea, you hopefully won't let it gather dust sitting in a notebook. So I think Lynch and King's perspectives show that there's a right way and a wrong way to use a notebook. Yes, if you're just writing an idea down with no real plan to realize it later, that notebook might as well be a graveyard. But if you really want to make something out of it, to see it through to a completed work, then the way you take notes should reflect that. Don't just jot down an idea or two. Capture everything that's in your head and be as vivid as possible right from the start. If you have to put it down and come back later, at least you've given yourself a clear picture of the idea that grabbed your attention in the first place. We don't always have time to sit down and start writing when inspiration strikes, but taking the time to record the details that excite us is worth it. And really, the more you do this, the more you'll see that the ideas are the easy part. The hard work comes in building a fire out of that initial spark. In his masterclass, Lynch shared his most essential advice for filmmakers. Find your own voice. Be true to that voice. Never give up final cut and total creative freedom. And honestly, I think input from a beta reader or an editor can be helpful, but the takeaway here is to stick to your vision and tell the story that you want to tell, regardless of how far outside the mainstream you might wander. Lynch has said that he would do the things he loves for free. That's a great sentiment, but really that money has to come from somewhere. And Lynch understood this. For example, he had to film Eraserhead in fits and starts. He would film what he could, stop to raise funds, and then go back to filming until the work was done. It's hard enough to finance a creative effort. It's even harder when there's not an obvious commercial appeal. And that's why passion is so important. If you don't believe in your own work, nobody else will either. But you never know who your art will resonate with. When we release our art into the world, there's no guarantee anyone will take notice. But if it reaches someone, anyone, then I think it's worth it. Mainstream appeal was never Lynch's priority, but he did see some far-reaching hits like The Elephant Man and Twin Peaks. You never know what may happen, but you owe it to yourself to try. And in the end, you'll have created something that you can be proud of. As Lynch once told Bob Roth, success is happiness. And if there's an artist, writer, filmmaker, or musician that inspires you, don't keep that a secret. Share that with others, and if you can, let them know. Fuel that fire while they're still alive to feel it. Alright, that's all I wanted to say. I'm keeping Lynch and so many others in my thoughts today, and I hope you'll take some time to reflect too. I also hope you'll take this to heart for your own creative pursuits. I'll have more to say on fiction and storytelling on here later, so stay tuned.